right around 40 residents, some from New Brunswick, some from out of province. The day-to-day activities at Portage are focused on working towards substance abuse issues, mental health issues, and behavioral issues. The daily routine for the residents is very structured and scheduled, starting first thing in the morning when they wake up and prepare their day, prepare themselves, make sure all their belongings are neat and tidy. School is definitely a big component of the program, as we are part of Anglophone South School District. And regular meetings and groups with their peers throughout the day is basically the element of change in the therapeutic community. The symposium that's being hosted right now in St. John through Portage is critical, in my opinion. Being able to break down the barriers for women who suffer from substance abuse to receive treatment, the importance is significant. When somebody asks for help, it needs to be readily available for them. Portage is an organization that provides help for those people when they're ready to ask for help. And the main priority is breaking down the barriers to enable that to happen. Coming to treatment is something that, gives them the opportunity to learn the tools and the skills to live a healthy, better lifestyle ultimately.
I think really it just showed, I'm hoping that we get coordinated access to supports, also come up with innovation and ideas of better ways to reduce barriers for women's care in addictions and mental health. And I think that by opening the dialogue, we increase understanding, and therefore we're helping women in the community, and that just continues over and over again. The one thing I have seen is that there's a universal sense of community and the idea of barrier-free service, so that's something that I think is incredibly important. I'm part of a thing called the Wellington Guelph Drug Strategy, and have been in this position and also in my past job. What we've seen is, I think it's a 258% increase in death because of fentanyl overdoses. We've also seen that a lot of people who believe that they're only taking methamphetamines are actually taking fentanyl when they test. We see a younger age of people that are using, and also the concurrent disorders of mental health and addiction, and the fact that we need more wraparound service as opposed to silos, which is incredibly important that we're opening the door and the dialogue on that.
Has COVID impacted the level, the numbers of addictions, people with addictions?
I would say yes, because of isolation, which is something that a lot of people with addictions live through. I think the other thing that has happened is that people feel like they can't get out for help because of that isolation, and a lot of times people self-medicate during those times. One of the things that has been good is that aftercare, because it's the whole of Ontario, we've been able to utilize technology like team meets and also Zoom in order to connect with people all over the province, which I think is incredible. So now we can do hybrid ways of meeting with people, and I think that's something that also, again, opens the doors to this barrier-free service. I think it's a case of making sure that the funding goes to the appropriate place and listen to the people that are on the front lines that are doing this. I think in Ontario we've just had, I think it's called the Wellness Pathway, which is 3.8 million over 10 years that is going to be given to healthcare, especially for addictions and mental health. And that could be 3.8 billion, but I can't remember because it's like in the back of my head. Yeah.
There are several things that I think it's important. The first one is to raise awareness about all the problems that treating women with addiction problems that we are having in the whole country and in the whole world. So this is the first thing, and the second is to share information with all the organizations that are making this job around the world.
You live in the Montreal area. Just
yes.
1 sec. You live in the Montreal area. Can you explain to me the impacts of drug addiction in your community?
In Montreal? Oh, it's difficult to say that in a nutshell, but addiction are forging a new dynamic in society because it's touching every single aspect in our communities. So it's affecting schools, it's affecting the labor market, it's affecting economy, and the persons who are hit the hardest are women, sadly.
Can you explain that, why women are challenged so much with addiction?
because they don't have the necessary support to do therapy. So that's what we are finding. We know there is a gap in, for example, in salaries when we talk about women. We know women have to take charge of children when they are pregnant. So there are a lot of pressure in women, and the support is sometimes not always there.
What am I hoping that will be gained? I hope that we come out with better tools and better understanding, and that we work together and we share different strategies and take the best of every world kind of thing, so that we can optimize our approach.
So you've just set foot here at Cassidy Lake, Portage Atlantic. What are your first thoughts on the facility here?
It's breathtaking. It's amazing. I did my program at the Echo Lake facility 2 years ago. I was a resident before I started working with Portage, and I thought that was amazing, but Cassidy Lake is breathtaking. Really, all the space and the location, everything, it's amazing.